Excellencies, dignitaries, honored guests, Napamoys, I am honored to welcome you here today to this historical event, the official recognition of Muay Thai as a cultural art form and sport by the International Olympic Committee, the highest world sporting organization. Muay Thai reflects a unique and ancient combat art, combining Thai culture, tradition, and values. For nearly 1,000 years, the art of Muay Thai has been passed down from our ancestors from generation to generation, maintaining and preserving the ancient traditions. It has secured the freedom and independence of the old Siam to the modern Thailand of today. Muay Thai evolved from the ancient battlefields to a world-recognized martial art. It combines health and fitness, realistic self-defense, and the cultural element of Wai Kru and Bi Muay. For the world, Muay Thai has simply become a way of life. The International Federation of Muay Thai Association, which incorporates the World Muay Thai Council, is the world governing body for the art and sport of Muay Thai within the Olympic movement. 146 national federations recognized by their respective National Olympic Committee or highest sport authority, working together under the same rules and regulations, fostering and promoting the 5 pillars of Muay Thai: respect, honor, tradition, excellence, and fair play. Recognized by GAIF, the world umbrella body for all Olympic and non-Olympic sports, and provisionally recognized by the IOC. Since 1992, IFMA and the World Muay Thai Council has worked tirelessly towards today's achievement. The IOC Executive Board, led by the IOC President, Dr. Thomas Bach, has already proposed for full approval by the IOC General Assembly. Today, the IOC hold their 138th session in Tokyo, Japan, and Muay Thai is on their agenda for full recognition. I would now like to give you the words of the President of IFMA, who needs no introduction, the former Governor of the Sport Authority of Thailand, former Vice President of the National Olympic Committee of Thailand and IBA. He has led the organization since 2003, Dr. Sakchai Thapsuwan.
สวัสดีครับ Dear colleagues, dear นักมวย National Federations, General Secretaries, today is a proud day for all of us as we are in the process of getting full recognition by the International Olympic Committee. I have been proud and honored to be the president of IFMA since 2002 and to be part of this journey together with you. Starting in 2006, when we received recognition by GAIF and Sport Accord. 2012, when we officially applied to be recognized by the IOC. 2016, when we received provisional recognition, and today, just today before the opening of the postponed 2020 Tokyo Olympic Games and the IOC General Assembly, receiving full recognition by the International Olympic Committee. As a Thai, I certainly feel extra proud. A martial art and combat sport, which has been part of the Thai history, from the ancient Siam to the modern day Thailand. A martial art filled with ancient tradition and values, and the 5 pillars of respect, honor, tradition, excellence, and fair play, which is very much in line with the Olympic values. Over the last 20 years, we have systematically worked toward this day, achieving many important things from inclusion, equality, and non-discrimination. Together we have achieved so many milestones from gender equality, our fair play policy, and our important youth development program, building for the next generation. What started with a handful of founding members in 1992 now has developed into a world federation recognized by GAFE in on 5 continents and 147 member countries. I must thank our executive board over the last 20 years, which had worked in solidarity and unity together with the national federations. I certainly must thank our Athletes Commission, which represents the millions of athletes around the world, which have a permanent seat in our executive board. I must also thank the International Office coordinating all international affairs around the world, to the International Olympic Committee, led by President Bach, which has given us trust and respect through the decision by the IOC Executive Board to be forwarded today to the General Assembly of the IOC. Sadly, the pandemic has not allowed us to meet in person to celebrate this important day, but Muay Thai Connect. And we are connected on this virtual platform to await the important decision of the IOC Executive Board, not just for Muay Thai, but also our friends and colleagues of the other 5 sports, which we certainly wish the best of luck and also congratulate them on their achievement to be forwarded by the Executive Board. We also must thank the AIM family under President Stefan Fox to work in solidarity for all sport, for a common goals, and to lead us toward this historical decision today. I would like to pass the floor on to the IFMA Director, Charissa Thainan, to give us a briefing on the development of IFMA over the last years. A big thank you to all of us, and let us await the IOC General Assembly decision for the 6th sport, including our sport, Muay Thai, to receive full recognition. Thank you. สวัสดีครับ
Thank you, President, for these inspiring words, and thank you for your dedication and vision for being part of this incredible journey. Blending sport with culture and education is the platform of Olympism. Muay Thai unites, bringing diverse cultures and people together from all parts of the globe. The IOC has seen the potential and benefits Muay Thai and IFMA bring to the Olympic movement. Muay Thai thrives in the spirit of fair play, ethical behavior, and good governance. It promotes friendship and cultural exchange. IFMA has and is fully aligned with the Olympic Agenda 2020+5. What started as a small international federation in 1992 has developed into one of the most recognized and fastest growing sports in the world. The international community recognizes Siam and Thailand as the birthplace of the art and sport, and this is why the official name recognized by the IOC is Muay Thai. I would now like to give the floor to one of the driving forces of IFMA, the IFMA Director, Charissa Thainan.
Dear Excellencies, dear Presidents, or to make it short, all protocols observed. Dear Nakmoys, today I'm proud, as the IFMA Director, to say that I've had the honor to be a part of the IFMA journey for 16 years on its united vision and mission to take Muay Thai to the highest possible recognition. to be an IOC recognized sport and federation. In just a few moments, we will go live to the 138th IOC Session in Tokyo, just days before the opening of the Tokyo Olympic Games. The sport going forward for approval today is Muay Thai, and this makes me and all of us very proud. Before I go any further, I would like to extend my deepest gratitude to the IOC for their trust in putting IFMA and Muay Thai forward today. My personal thanks to the IOC President, Dr. Thomas Bach, and the amazing IOC Sports Department led by Kit McConnell. I'd also like to congratulate the IOC and the organizing committee of the Tokyo Games for ensuring the safety of all the athletes while ensuring that they continue to have the opportunity to shine. Muay Thai is more than 1,000 years old, the traditions having been passed down from generation to generation. Before we look to the future, we must also look at the past and honor those who laid down the foundation upon which we stand today. We remember and honor our former presidents who are sadly no longer with us physically, but shall surely stay with us always in spirit. We posthumously honor Mr. Bunyin and certainly General Varyut. We also honor those still with us today for their instrumental roles. His Excellency General Pichit Gulavanith, former Privy Councillor to His Majesty the King Rama IX, and Honorary President. Also General Cheta Tanajaro, former President of the World Muay Thai Council, and former President Kun Chai Pak, who now sits as the Vice President of the Thailand National Olympic Committee. Last but certainly not least, we must tip our hat to Kun Kajon, the IFMA Treasurer, who has been on board the IFMA journey since day one. On behalf of the 146 national federations, we thank you. IFMA started in 1992 as a federation established with a vision to unite Muay Thai around the world under the same rules and regulations, with the goal to be Olympic recognized as a sport and cultural art form. Protecting the traditions and values of Muay Thai through the Y Crew and Pi Muay is deeply ingrained into the IFMA constitution. It was in the year 2001 when Muay Thai went from being 2 words to 1 word as a name of the combat sport and to maintain its identity and heritage. In 2006, Muay Thai became an official sport by overwhelming majority vote of the world recognized sports such as FIFA for football, FIBA for basketball, and FINA for swimming. This vote was to approve the sport for recognition by the General Association of International Sports Federations, or GAIF, under the official name of Muay Thai, and under the official international federation, IFMA. IFMA continued to grow, evolve, and develop. In 2012, the official application for IOC recognition and inclusion into the World Games was lodged. Provisional recognition was granted by the IOC in 2016, and Muay Thai was officially included into the World Games sports program in 2017. Since then, IFMA has continued to fulfill the criteria set by the IOC on the themes such as fair play, anti-doping, protection of the athletes, gender equality, universality, youth development, and the list goes on. To showcase that IFMA rightfully should receive the highest recognition by the IOC, and that IFMA can contribute and add value as a member of the Olympic movement. IFMA has a firm place in the world sport community. Today, IFMA holds the position in the presidency of all non-Olympic sports and the vice presidency of GAIF through our own Secretary General, Stephen Fox. This not only speaks for the high caliber of the IFMA leadership, but also affirms the trust and respect that IFMA is given from the world sport community. Thanks must go to each and every member of the IFMA family. The IFMA President, Dr. Sakshai Tapsuwan, the IFMA Vice Presidents, Executive Committee members, the IFMA staff and team of the Bangkok headquarters and satellite office in the Olympic capital of Lausanne, the NSDF for supporting today's conference, and certainly to each and every national federation that has contributed towards the realization of the dreams of our athletes. In some minutes, we'll go live to Tokyo to witness the IOC Session, where the IOC General Assembly and all IOC members will convene, led by President Bach, to vote on our final recognition. Before we go there, let us enjoy a video presentation summarizing IFMA's journey from past to present.
1993, the dawn of IFMA. It all started with a vision to unify Muay Thai and take it to the world. Muay Thai is a way of life that inspires physical, mental, and spiritual balance. IFMA embodies a code of conduct that inspires honor and respect, tradition, fair play, and excellence. These values have been and will continue to be passed down from generation to generation as Muay Thai continues to grow and develop and spread through all the corners of the earth. IFMA believes in the power of sport to inspire positive social change, striving to ensure people everywhere can access Muay Thai without discrimination. In 1993, a group of visionary men, soon to be joined by incredible women, dared to believe Muay Thai could become an Olympic sport. They knew this was a long and complicated process that meant many changes need to take place within the sport itself and across the world it was being played in. This journey was to take just under 30 years. Within its first decade of establishment, from its inauguration in 1993, IFMA achieved recognition from the Olympic Council of Asia and inclusion as a demonstration sport in major games under the Asian Continental Olympic Body, such as the Southeast Asian Games, Asian Indoor Games, Asian Games. 2002 was IFMA's first step towards development of women in sport, with women's divisions included for the first time in the IFMA World Championships program. In 2006, after a 7-year application process, IFMA gained recognition and membership in GAIF, securing its position as the sole world-recognized international federation for the sport of Muay Thai and sole signatory for the sport with the World Anti-Doping Agency. The next decade saw IFMA's inclusion into ever more multi-sports events, such as the Orafura Games, World Combat Games, Asian Beach Games, FISU University World Championships, and the World Games. The sport's popularity as one of the world's most exciting ring sports exploded, with major events in top stadiums around the world, reaching the growing fans in the millions worldwide through major broadcasters such as ESPN, Star Sports, Fox Sports, AXN, to name a few. The Emmy Award-winning Muay Thai reality TV show, The Contender Muay Thai, made Muay Thai a household name and a sport practiced not only for competition, but for fitness, self-defense, and a way of life. 2012 was the year where IFMA announced to the world and the Olympic movement the intent to apply for recognition by the International Olympic Committee. After close to 2 decades of tireless strategic toil, grind and sweat, laying the foundation and groundwork, IFMA marked the official launch of the Muay Thai Towards IOC campaign. At the foundation of the campaign, the 5 pillars of Muay Thai were established: respect, honor, tradition, excellence, and fair play. Over the following years, IFMA continued its strategic development to ensure compliance with the stringent IOC recognition criteria throughout every level of the organization, its governance, and its activities. The journey has led IFMA towards many accomplishments along the way: gender equality, athlete representation, support and protection, anti-doping, education are some of many areas that lie in the heart of IFMA's work. Receiving provisional recognition by the IOC in 2016 solidified IFMA's credibility and place for Muay Thai within the Olympic mainstream. It has also compelled the organization to continue its steady strategic development, adapting to align with Agenda 2020 over the following years to bring us to where we are today: an international federation governing all aspects of Muay Thai, fully recognized by the International Olympic Committee. Over the next years, we will see Muay Thai included at the 2022 Asian Indoor and Martial Art Games, the 2022 World Games, the 2023 World Combat Games, and the 2023 European Games. Not only will Muay Thai feature on the programs of these major events in classic combat discipline, the traditional disciplines of Wai Kru and Mai Muay Thai have now been officially included as full medal events at all future major multi-sport events, thereby ensuring the protection and preservation of the culture and traditional roots of this ancient martial art and combat sport. IFMA's mantra reflects the ideal that together we are one world, one Muay Thai. This acknowledges IFMA's strong future focus, which ensures Muay Thai is here to stay, and the highest sport authority in the world has also acknowledged the beauty of our sport, a sport that is driven by family, respect, and equality.
So happy and proud to be part of the big family, IFMA family. Thank you, Muay Thai is my life.
IFMA is more than an international sporting organization. IFMA promotes inclusivity, equality, and non-discrimination, putting the athletes and the youth in all their diversity at the center, right where they should be. The diversity of all IFMA members is IFMA's strength in Muay Thai. Regardless of gender, race, culture, and orientation, we are all equal. IFMA protects all their members, especially their youth. Discrimination of any kind has no place in the IFMA family. IFMA stands for respect. Through the ancient traditions, tolerance and respect for one another is the center of all our doings. We all have been part of the pandemic for over 1.5 years. Through all this time, IFMA promoted and engaged active and healthy lifestyles with our Muay Thai Connects initiative. Giving back to the less fortunate is part of the IFMA philosophy. Sport is Your Gang has been awarded the Spirit of Sport Award. Let us look at some of the IFMA activities.
Vi vill att de ska kunna hamna i en positiv och utvecklande miljö istället för till exempel en destruktiv och vad ska man säga, destruktiv miljö. Det finns ju också gäng och destruktiva miljöer som fångar upp ungdomar idag. Och det är ju ett kvitto på hur mycket jag tycker om kampsport. Det är ju mina självklart.
I'm in the limelight. I feel like it's my duty to be a role model towards younger people.
I've been a champion for many years, but I don't recognize champions on their belts. You recognize champions without their belts. They don't have to wear a belt to be a champion.
I'd like to say thank you, Muay Thai.
Nak Muays from around the world, the time has come. We are now going live to the 138th IOC Session, 2 days before the historical opening of the Tokyo Olympic Games. The IOC General Assembly will now decide on 6 sports to become fully recognized. Let us hope that the session will approve the recommendation by the Executive Board. And over to Tokyo.
And we could move on to the IOC Sports Director, Mr. Kit McConnell, who has some decision proposals to make concerning the full recognition of different IFs who are at the end of their 2 years probation period. Mr. McConnell.
Thank you very much, President. Good afternoon, everyone. It's fantastic to see you all in person after such a long time, and look forward to catching up over the coming 2 weeks. As you mentioned, President, and noted in the decision paper and the supporting fact sheets, in 2016 and 2018, the IOC provisionally recognized a number of international federations. The IOC Executive Board is therefore putting forward the following 6 international federations for full IOC recognition, and you can see them on the screen there. The International Federation of Muay Thai Associations, the International Chair Union, International Ice Stock Sport Federation, World Lacrosse, the World Association of Kickboxing Organizations, and the International Sambo Federation. And we have connected the presidents of all 6 of these international federations virtually to the IOC session, and welcome to each of them. As you can see on the screen, all 6 have completed their 2-year provisional recognition period, as referenced by the President. All are compliant with the World Anti-Doping Code, and all will also join the International Testing Agency if they haven't done so already. All meet the minimum number of national federation criteria, and most have significantly more than those minimums. All have significantly developed throughout the provisional recognition period. This is things like the governance development, athlete representation and involvement, international development programs, and gender equality. There are no objections from any other international federations, either individual or the umbrella bodies, and all 6 are proposed by the IOC Executive Board for full recognition. We just have a very short video which brings to life all 6 of the sports, because you may not be familiar with all of them. So if we could just start the video, please. Safeguarding. In kickboxing, they have over 130 national federations. Over 60 of these are recognized by their respective national Olympic committees, and over 1 million registered athletes. They have done a huge amount of work in terms of the protection of the health and safety of the athletes, both in and outside the ring, and also youth development and promotional programs. Lacrosse has 68 national federations. It has nearly 1 million registered athletes, very much focused on youth, and now has put in place some very strong global and international development programs and really focused on the use of digital and social media to promote the sport. Sambo has nearly 100 national federations, nearly 500,000 registered athletes, very strong international development programs and very strong social and digital media promotions, and has also focused very heavily on the development of gender equality during the provisional recognition. And lastly, cheer sport has over 100 national federations. It has a very strong emphasis on youth and a high popularity amongst youth, and a very strong presence on social media, and most recently has focused on diversity and inclusivity. And therefore, dear members, based on the recommendation from the IOC Executive Board and in line with Rules 3.7 and 25 of the Olympic Charter, the 6 named international federations are put forward for approval for full IOC recognition. Thank you very much, President and members.
Thank you very much, Mr. McConnell. And because of the circumstances, we could, of course, not invite the presidents or representatives of all these IFs to come here to be present and to be part of the presentation. Therefore, I would like to warmly welcome them to the IOC session meeting via Zoom, and you hopefully may be able to see then on the screen there the International Federation of Muaythai Associations, Dr. Sakche Tapsuwan, the president of the International Cheerleading Union, Mr. Jeff Webb. Does it work or not?
They are connected, President, so we should have them on the screen.
Okay. On which screen? Ah, here they are. Then the International Sambo Federation President, Mr. Vasily Shestakov, the International Federation of Ice Dog Sport, Mr. Christian Lindner, the World Association of Kickboxing Organization, Mr. Roy Baker, and World Lacrosse with its president, Mrs. Sue Redfern. Welcome, dear friends from the not yet fully recognized federations. Thank you for joining us. And I ask now, after we had listened to the report of Mr. McConnell, whether there are any questions with regard to this full recognition of these 6 federations. The report of Mr. McConnell appears to have been very clear. Thank you, Mr. McConnell. Then can we then, since there are no questions to individual ones, can we vote on block? Yeah? Okay, then thank you. So the ones who agree there to give full recognition to these 6 provisionally recognized federations, please raise your hand. Thank you. No votes. I have one. Was it a no vote? There is somebody now who is pretending to write on his paper. Who is it? There, Monsieur Beraf, qui est derrière vous là, à gauche? Mr. Yamashita, did you vote no?
You vote yes. Yes.
I vote yes.
Yes, okay.
Already I raised the hand.
Okay. Because your hand was still up, sorry there. Sorry for this. Then abstentions? No, thank you. Then congratulations to all 6 of you.
A huge congratulations to all the 6 sports, and certainly to our very own Muay Thai. The GAIF Vice President and AIMS President, Mr. Stephen Fox, who was instrumental in this recognition process, addressed the General Assembly, thanking them as the AIMS President and on behalf of the 6 sports.
Bonjour, and a wonderful hello to all of you at the 138th IOC session in Tokyo, Japan. President Thomas Bach, dear friend, IOC executive, IOC members, and friends of the Olympic movement. We are unable to meet in person, however, here we are adapting to the challenges we all face and together finding new ways to keep connected and evolving stronger than ever. President and certainly the LOC, I would like to show our deepest respect to you and everyone for all you have done to bring the flame of hope to the Olympic Games, giving athletes across the world the opportunity to shine and fulfill their dreams. President, you may remember 6 years ago when we met at the previous IOC headquarters in Lausanne together with the Director General Christoph de Kepper. You shared your vision to give the non-IOC sports a place within the Olympic movement, safeguarding and promoting the Olympic values. As the President of AIMS, I shared with you then that it is in the aims of all non-recognized sports to get into AIMS and then the aim to get out of AIMS again. President, you have kept your word and so much more. At this historical moment, I would like to give the IOC under your leadership our respect, appreciation, and certainly our deepest gratitude. Over the last 6 years, we have experienced amazing cooperation, placing the athletes, fair play, and using sport as a tool for social impact at the center of our important cooperation. The creation of United Through Sports is one example of our cooperation, and certainly we have come a long way together. Today, we make history, as 6 sports will be granted full recognition by the IOC. I have witnessed all 6 sports commit their best to earn the trust of the IOC, and I only can echo Emerson's quote, "It is not a destination, but rather the journey." The journey was indeed hard. It required so much dedication, hard work and effort from each and every sport. But it was also the close cooperation within the IOC that has brought us to this important moment. Huge gratitude and thanks must also go to the IOC Sports Department led by Kit and certainly Irina, Andrew and Celine for being a constant and dedicated support for these sports. I would like to thank you on behalf of all these 6 sports. With this recognition comes even greater responsibility. And as the sports now move into the Irish family, they will never forget where they come from and will remain associate members in our AIMS family. We will continue to do our best to ensure that together with the IOC, we will all continue to develop, work together with respect and friendship and towards excellence for the benefit of all our athletes and for the future. All the best towards a safe and successful Olympic Games in Tokyo. Once again, a big, big thank you.
(146) IFMA member countries, presidents, secretary generals, executive boards are all here with us online to celebrate this historical achievement, the recognition of Muay Thai, a cultural art form and sport. It is now official by unanimous decision by the IOC. Muay Thai is officially part of the 5 rings. This means all aspects of Muay Thai are protected. The Pi Muay, Wai Kru, the Mongkon, Mae Mai Muay Thai, Muay Thale, and Muay Thai for health and fitness. We are and must be proud of this achievement, and we must thank each and every IFMA member for their outstanding work, fulfilling the strict criteria of the IOC for recognition. We are proud. And on behalf of the Royal Thai government, please let us welcome the President of the National Olympic Committee of Thailand, General Prawit Wongsuwan.
ในโอกาสสำคัญที่คณะกรรมการโอลิมปิกสากลได้ให้การรับรองกีฬามวยไทย และ IFMA เข้าเป็นสมาชิกถาวรของ IOC ผมพลเอกประวิตร วงษ์สุวรรณรองนายกรัฐมนตรีประธานคณะกรรมการการกีฬาแห่งประเทศไทยประธานคณะกรรมการโอลิมปิกแห่งประเทศไทยในพระบรมราชูปถัมภ์พร้อมด้วยคณะกรรมการรัฐบาลและประชาชนชาวไทยรู้สึกภาคภูมิใจและมีความยินดีเป็นอย่างยิ่งขอขอบคุณท่านประธาน IOC โทมัส พาร์คและคณะกรรมการโอลิมปิกสากลทุกท่านที่ได้ให้การยอมรับกีฬามวยไทยในครั้งนี้พร้อมทั้งขอชื่นชม IFMA และสมาชิกทั้ง 146 ประเทศที่ได้ร่วมมือกันปฏิบัติตามกฎเกณฑ์ของโอลิมปิกจนได้รับความไว้วางใจเป็นอย่างดีจาก IOC สุดท้ายนี้ผมขอยืนยันว่ารัฐบาลไทยจะส่งเสริมกีฬามวยไทยและสนับสนุนการดำเนินงานของ IFMA อย่างเต็มที่พวกเรามีเป้าหมายร่วมกันคือให้กีฬามวยไทยได้บรรจุเข้าไปแข่งขันในมหกรรมกีฬาโอลิมปิกในอนาคตอันใกล้นี้ต่อไปขอบคุณครับ
General Prawit, thank you so much for these inspiring words and for the commitment and support of the Royal Thai government for the future development of Muay Thai towards even higher recognition. Olympism is a philosophy of life which places sport at the surface of humanity. This philosophy is based on the interaction of the body, will, and mind. The most important thing in the Olympic Games is not winning, but taking part. The essential thing in life is not conquering, but fighting well. IFMA's mission is to place the athletes at the heart, support and protect clean and fair sport. There are millions of athletes around the world, and IFMA has an important Athletes Commission, which has a permanent seat in the Executive Board. The Commission has a leading role with all athletes' activities in IFMA. To speak on behalf of all IFMA athletes who has played an instrumental role in the recognition process, please welcome Janice Lin, the chair of the IFMA Athletes Commission.
Today is a historical day for millions and millions of Nak Muay from around the world. Muay Thai is more than just a combat sport. It is a cultural art form and a way of life. Muay Thai promotes inclusion, equality, and non-discrimination. Respect is the center of all our doings. Respect for one another, respect for the art, respect for life. The goal of the Olympic movement is to contribute to building a peaceful and a better world by educating the youth through sport and practice in accordance with Olympism and its values. Belonging to the Olympic movement requires compliance with the Olympic Charter and recognition by the IOC. Today, after the IOC Executive Board already has given us the compliance, the General Assembly have voted in favor of IFMA and Muay Thai. For this, first of all, we must say thank you to the IOC for acknowledging the work, ethic, governance, safety, and fair play of IFMA. Certainly, we must also say thank you to the IFMA leadership for your work towards this historical day and the strategic steps taken for many years to get us here. The athletes of IFMA always have and will be the heart of the organization, standing together in unity and solidarity under united rules and regulations. Today, we are proudly part of the 5 Rings and the Olympic movement. Thank you to the IOC once again, to the IFMA family, and certainly all the athletes. We are 2 days before the opening of the historical Tokyo Olympics, which is a beacon of hope for all athletes of the world. Good luck to all the Olympic athletes from all the athletes of IFMA. Swadika. On behalf of all the
Muay Thai athletes
around the world,
Africa,
Asia, Europe, Oceania,
Pan America,
thank you
for IFMA's
full IOC recognition.
IFMA The aim is to promote Muay Thai as a way of life in every part of the globe, promote Muay Thai as a sport for all, to encourage the regular practice of Muay Thai to all people in society, regardless of ability, age, and social background. We are proud that Muay Thai is included in many Olympic recognized multi-sports games, such as the World Games, the European Olympic Games, the Asian Indoor and Martial Art Games, the Orafura Games, and the Fisu Games, and the list goes on. Today is a historical day, but the plans have already been made far beyond for the next generation to shine. We would now like to give the floor to the IFMA Vice President, General Udomdet Sitabut.
Today is a proud day of Muay Thai and certainly the Kingdom of Thailand. As the Vice President of the International Federation of Muay Thai Associations, or IFMA, I would like to express my gratitude to the International Olympic Committee for granting full recognition for Muay Thai and IFMA. I would like to thank all the 146 member states and certainly the IFMA Executive Board under the presidency of Dr. Sakchai Thapsuwan for today's historical achievement. This is all of your achievements is standing in unity and solidarity to protect and foster the ancient traditions of Muay Thai and the Olympic fellows. Let us continue to work as one under the slogan, One World, One Muay Thai, and let us strive together for excellence to reach our ultimate goal. Thank you. สวัสดีครับ
Thank you, General Udomdet. The youth is our future. Without the youth, there is no future. This is very much the philosophy of IFMA. How we develop our youth will dictate the future of IFMA and Muay Thai. This is why, in 2012, IFMA put the youth at the heart of all their development, making the Youth World Championships a celebration of sport. Combining sport and cultural exchange together with education has been the key to success. It has seen a growth in youth development of over 20% every year. IFMA understands that millions of young people around the world have no access to sport, and therefore it is IFMA's philosophy that we are a vehicle towards social, human, and economic development. We believe that sport has to be a human right. Let us listen to the most important part of the IFMA family, the IFMA youth.
Dear IOC President Mr. Thomas Bach, to all the IOC members and family, on behalf of all the IFMA youth from 146 countries, we would like to thank you for making us part of your family.
IFMA kids are special kids. We believe in fair play, solidarity.
And above all, friendship.
We will proudly wear the 5 rings like medals of honor, and we promise you that we will protect and promote the Olympics and Muay Thai values. Arigato gozaimasu.
Thank you.
Merci beaucoup.
I do Muay Thai because I believe in traditions.
I do Muay Thai because I believe in excellence.
I do Muay Thai because I believe in fair play.
I do Muay Thai because I believe in honor.
I do Muay Thai because I believe in respect.
I do Muay Thai because it's fun.
To the Kingdom of Thailand, to all Nak Muays from around the world, today we all have been part of history. We can be proud that Muay Thai, and let me say it again, Muay Thai, has been fully recognized, with IFMA as the world governing body by the IOC. The IOC clearly has seen the values of Muay Thai as a sport, and with IFMA ensuring that the rules, ethics, and good governance are applied, and the values of Muay Thai and the values of Olympism is protected and promoted. For this, we all can celebrate, but now we must continue to work in solidarity as one towards Muay Thai's next steps forward. We are now all united under one umbrella, working closely with all authorities, the IFMA executives and national federations to shared goals and shared visions. The next major event is when we turn the page and open a new book in September as an IOC recognized sport and organization with a worldwide televised thank you gala in cooperation with the Royal Thai government. Then, in September and October, the IFMA World Virtual Championships. In November, IFMA will be participating with over 100 recognized organizations at the UTS World Virtual Youth Festival.
In these uncertain times, this festival is sending a timely message of hope and confidence to the young people around the world, to all the children and youngsters participating in the virtual festival. On your marks, get set, and click away.
We do not always have the answers, but with a strong team, we are limitless, and together we will continue to find new ways forward.
When I think of sports, I think of community. I think of people working together, teamwork, people coming together, inclusion.
Over 70 of the GUIDE's members are actively involved in this incredible initiative.
We have 5 days of opportunities to learn, to share, and to act.
At Special Olympics, we regard ourselves to be one big family, and our participation in this festival means that our family has grown even larger. It now includes all of you.
ผมรู้สึกเป็นเกียรติอย่างยิ่งที่ได้มีส่วนร่วมในงาน United True Sport World Youth Festival.
That's an amazing part. And I believe the younger you are, the more powerful you are. And that's the power you represent.
This is an historical event where the International Olympic Committee, the International Paralympics, and Special Olympics stand together alongside 70 international federations and organizations for and with the youth of the world.
The youth needs us, and we need the youth.
Indeed, spirit and heart are what makes sports so powerful. And now more than ever before, the sports community has a responsibility to harness this power to inspire future generations.
This event conveys an important message of one spirit, one heart.
Dear youth, now is the time for all of you, and now is the new door of opportunity to reach out to the whole world.
I'd like to thank all the coaches and my teammates with the unified team. It was a great year.
I am happy and excited because I am a winner.
I always have to try everything because then it just might surprise you and you might get it and you might win.
We stand united to sport! Yay!
One spirit, one heart, very much says it all. When we unite, we do all right.
Then in December, the rebirth of Muay Thai after the pandemic with the IFMA World Championships. Blue Tree Phuket, Phuket's premium holiday spot, is the proud host of the 2021 IFMA World Championships. We look forward to welcoming you all to the first event as an IOC fully recognized World Federation in sport. Thailand and Blue Tree Phuket welcome you. For now, let us celebrate, but let us also remember that this recognition of Muay Thai brings even greater responsibility for all of us. Congratulations to Nak Muays from all around the world.
Signs of eight, standing alone on the battlefield. The promise of peace, the promise of how to defend the weak. Making a vow to the power of will, showing her skill, following through. Fighter who's true, never know defeat. We are the art of heart and body, Muay Thai. Pride and honor we embody, Muay Thai. From a father to a son, Muay Thai. A spirit stronger than a gun. We are Muay Thai. Through wars and tears, unarmed but with love we came, showing no fear, knowing the ease of joy and pain. Hand in a glove, teaching our children to dare for one and for all. Standing tall, the art of 8 limbs free and fair. We are the art of heart and body, Muay Thai. Pride and honor we embody, Muay Thai. From a father to a son, Muay Thai. A spirit on it and a gun, Muay Thai. We are the art of heart and body, Muay Thai. Pride and honor we embody, Muay Thai. From a father to a son,